Hello everyone, this is Zooc and today I'm bringing you a new drawing video. This one is going to be Mickey Mouse. I'm pretty sure I don't need to introduce this character to anyone out there. However, since this is part of the Ruining Your Childhood series, this is going to be my version of Mickey Mouse. And of course, since the official bio is unworthy of this character, I have decided to write my own version of Mickey Mouse's life. So, without further ado, this is the life of Mickey Mouse. In a world where human rat mutations don't seem out of the ordinary, Mickey has managed to stand out for his talent for entertaining children of all ages. He is making the best of what nature offered him and using his abilities to try and make a career for himself in the entertainment industry. Everyone has heard of Mickey Mouse, the official mascot of Walt Disney Studios, but very few know the true story behind his ascension to greatness. Mickey has had a tough life, one few of us can identify with. Born in a traditional Italian family at the beginning of the 20th century in New York, he grew up abused by his father and abandoned by his mother from an early age. Throughout his early years, Mickey got in trouble for assault and possession with the intent to distribute, for which he did a few years in the slammer. Deciding to turn his life around, Mickey sought out a career in the circus, but soon found out that clowns caused him to enter a state of uncontrollable violent rage. After putting at least 2 clowns in the hospital, he was banished from circus life and went his own way in search of his destiny. Mickey was always a street-smart kid and knew how to get around. He did have a knack for hooking up with the wrong people, and for a few years he worked as muscle for the local mafia loan sharks. The pay was good, but it seemed to him that extorting neighborhood store owners was not a valid long-term plan. Mickey decided to split, and through connections he forged a new identity and left to find his true purpose. He always knew in his heart that his true calling was to be around children and to provide joy to those around him. By this time, the FBI had Mickey in their sights as he had made a name for himself from collaborating with mafia kingpins during the early stages of Prohibition. The FBI never got enough evidence to put Mickey away, but they organized stakeouts for a long time, as they suspected his future career at Disney Studios was a cover-up for a huge money laundering operation with possible terrorist ramifications. He was regarded as a particularly violent individual, and whenever he was sent to hijack alcohol shipments, he never left any survivors. Mickey was a guy who would get the job done. Walt Disney saw that in him the minute he walked into his office in Burbank, California. He immediately recognized Mickey's passion and his love for children, and offered him a job on the spot to represent the studios in their future endeavors. A little bit of work had to be done on Mickey's appearance, as he had been hardened by his years in prison and roughing up people in debt. The image of Mickey Mouse that we all know and love is but a mask. Underneath lies a person with a hard past and many regrets, a large part of which are directly tied to his heavy abuse of cocaine, alcohol, and tobacco. Mickey's vocal cords had been damaged for life, and that gave him an edge due to the unusual tone his voice took. These were tough times, and any advantage had to be exploited to the maximum. He loved his new line of work, but once in a while, he reflected on his past and sometimes even missed the thrill of his old life. He could never show his true self while working this new job, and that left a mark on his soul. He would always be himself around his old crew, and his name was whispered on all corners of the streets of New York. He was feared back then, respected. He had it going for him. Women, booze, drugs, and all the excitement he ever wanted were at his disposal, but there had always been a void in his heart which never got filled. Mickey knew that this was the right call. He was committed. Later on in the 70s, after the theme park was open, he would sometimes sneak away behind the bushes to smoke his favorite hand-rolled cigars. His old sweetheart would send him from a little store in Brooklyn. Mickey never managed to let go of his vices. However, he couldn't risk ruining his image. He was playing on the good team now. He was a symbol of what was right in the world. He just couldn't take that chance. He had a few spots where he had buried a few syringe kits for when times got really bad. Sometimes tenacious kids would try and follow him to see what he was up to. Everything was at stake for Mickey, and the few disappearances were reported along the years. The bodies were never found. The FBI still had a case file on Mickey, and they could never pin the murders on him, but they were fully aware he would go to any length to keep his cover. To this day, it is not known what happened to those poor children, but when looking at Mickey Mouse, you get a sense of hope, that no matter how vicious a character seems on the outside, there is always some good in us all. So this is my version of the life of Mickey Mouse. I decided to pick this character because it was it is a very prominent one, and I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to make out of him before I even started, so it was a passion project this time, which is always good. So the drawing took about 2.5 hours in total, and other than that, there's not really much else to say. Still fighting the good fight, just like Mickey here. So I'm gonna leave you to it. I hope you enjoyed the drawing and the story. I'm probably gonna make bios like this for all future Disney characters that I decide to transform, because I kind of like writing. It's pretty fun, especially this kind of style of writing, like a narrative overlay sort of thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate that shit if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.